a vintage submarine attack aircraft.
She's totally unique.
We gotta save this girl.
Can this unique piece of Cold War history survive a 1,500-mile journey without any damage? Both teams are desperate to save their machines. Nothing will stop them.
You can easily damage an aeroplane beyond repair.
Two mammoth machines. Two teams with a mission to move them.
Yeah!
Tons of trouble to test the nerves of the people who dare to do monster moves. Goose Bay Air Base, a remote outpost on Canada's east coast. British aviation enthusiast Harry O'Done returns to rescue this rare aircraft he had to abandon here 5 years ago. His jilted aircraft has the unlikely name of a Fairy Gannett.
She's totally unique. There's two jet engines that are running into a gearbox inside the front nose here, and they are geared to two propellers, and they're independently run, so you can shut one down in flight and then fly on one. There's never been an aircraft other than this type that's ever done this.
The Fairy Gannett was developed for the Royal Navy so Britain could hunt down and attack Soviet submarines during the Cold War. It has folding wings so it can be stowed below decks on aircraft carriers. Over 300 Fairy Gannets were built during the 1950s, but most were decommissioned when jet propulsion made propeller power obsolete. Today, the only airworthy Fairy Gannett to survive is the one at Goose Bay. In 2005, Harry attempted to fly her back to the UK, but engine trouble forced him to abort the journey. With replacement parts so hard to find, she's been abandoned here ever since.
She doesn't deserve to be stuck at all. It's crucial to save her as part of our nation's history in Britain and part of aviation history in the world. There'll never be another. It's irreplaceable.
Back in 2004, Harry encouraged Shannon Hendricks, an American with a shared passion for flying, to buy the rare plane so it could be preserved and flown in air shows.
Airplanes are meant to fly, and she hasn't flown for many, many years. And I think she wants to get back up there and do what she does best, which is flying.
Shannon wants Harry to transport the aircraft to her home hangar in New Richmond, Wisconsin. Here she'll be able to watch Harry fix the beloved Fairy Gannett's engines and return her to the skies.
I think we need to get her home, give her the tender, loving care that she needs, and just share her with everybody. I think she just needs to be shared with everybody.
But time is running out. Unless they move it soon, they'll have to pay crippling import duties to the Canadian government.
Customs have now put the pressure on for us to move her. This is the last chance we have to get her out of Goose Bay and bring her back home.
Shannon's pinning her hopes on Harry finding a way to move the grounded Gannett 1,500 miles from Goose Bay across hundreds of miles of wilderness to the hangar at New Richmond Airport. At the moment, the plane's engines don't work, so flying it is out of the question. This leaves Harry with a number of options.
There's three ways we can move this airplane. The first option is to dismantle it and move it in small pieces.
Taking the plane apart will certainly make it much easier to transport. But with over 10,000 working parts, the downside is that even the most experienced team will have trouble piecing it all back together into an airworthy plane.
Option two is to bring in a heavy lift helicopter, hook her up to a cable and fly her all the way down to New Richmond in one piece.
Huge helicopters are often used to airlift large loads. But Harry worries that this vintage aircraft might be too unstable for such a long journey.
So the best option is to fold her unique wings up, load her into a cargo aircraft, and fly her to America.
There's only one cargo aircraft big enough to swallow the 8-ton Fairy Gannett hull. The Russian Antinov 124. And even its massive hold will only just be big enough to squeeze the aircraft inside. Chartering this plane would normally cost tens of thousands of pounds. But 24 hours from now, an Antinov en route to the US will touch down at Goose Bay to refuel. Hearing of this, Harry and Shannon managed to hitch a ride for their plane to Minneapolis Airport, just 50 miles away from their hangar. So one former Cold War plane is coming to the rescue of another. The Antinov arrives in just 20 hours. Harry enlists the help of engineer Randy Ames to prepare the Fairy Gannett for the move.
Oh,
There she is.
that is pretty. Really a work of art. This is a keeper. We gotta save this girl.
Come on, Randy. No good hanging about. Let's go and do it.
There's only one problem. They've realized that even with her wings folded, the Fairy Gannett is just too big to fit into the Antinov's hold.
This is going to be no mean feat because we've got no equipment whatsoever specialized for doing this and limited time. The time is running out.
In Goose Bay, Canada, Harry and Randy are working out how a plane that's designed to fold to fit into an aircraft carrier can be squeezed into the hold of a cargo plane. They'll be loading in 20 hours, so they must work fast.
So what we have an outline plan of the Antinov's hold, and then we have the Fairy Gannett itself. Our problem is the outer wing panels, they're too wide at the very top. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the top wing panels completely off. We should be able to slide her straight in. That's the theory.
The Fairy Gannett's wings are not meant for quick release. Randy must disconnect two complex hinges. But before he can do this, he must remove crucial wing controls. The levers which operate the wing flaps, and a hydraulic arm which folds the wings.
These are the points we have to take off. This bolt here, these two aileron controls, your aft attach, your forward attach up inside.
Harry needs to call in Goose Bay's ground crew to help to stand a chance of making tomorrow's flight.
Can you make sure that we don't hit the wing when we go up? Cheers. Whoa, 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 whoa. Randy, do you want to start undoing the tie rods for the aileron?
Okay, now they're disconnected.
All right, they're free. And now we're going to disconnect the top control arm for the wing lift. I'm ready when you are.
Okay.
Whoa, something's happening. I'm out.
There we go, there we go. Perfect.
Fantastic.
Okay, that's what we need.
All that holds up the wing panel are two pins inside two hinges. Harry's worried that when they remove the first pin, the second hinge could twist and damage the fragile wing. So he plans to bring in a forklift to support the panel from below, but he'll have to make sure it's propped up evenly.
Need to go up? Yeah. Bit more. Okay. Whoa. Now we're going to have to watch really careful, guys. Don't up on this. Whoa! I don't fancy Made in Britain stamped all over my forehead.
Harry slides tyres under the wing to act as a cushion, but ground crewman Jamie has a better idea.
I think it would be easier to pick it with our de-icing truck there, take it up right off the aircraft.
All right, okay. What we're going to do is we're going to run a sling. Whoa, that's it. Right, it's taken the strain. Up.
Ooh. You got it. Wiggle. Okay, it's all yours.
Take it up a bit.
Let's go. Swing her out.
Down. Whoa.
Bring me some more of these to work on. I'm getting good now.
One down, one to go.
Yee-haw!
The wing touches down safely. By the time the team remove the second wing, it's late evening.
Well, a bit late. We were a bit late on the prediction, but thanks to everybody, it's done. Okay, lift your end. Right. Okay.
They've lashed together a wooden cradle to protect the wings.
Just something we come up with to secure the wings down to. It may look a little ugly, but it'll do the job. It'll do the trick.
They'll need to be back early tomorrow morning to make their final checks before the big airlift. It's 9 a.m. in Goose Bay and the morning of the airlift.
It's hard to get any sleep. I'm too geared up about the project.
The Antinov crew arrived early. They're eager to load the Fairy Gannett into the aircraft and set off for Minneapolis immediately.
We wish to depart 2 hours earlier.
Well, they speeded this up by 2 hours of leaving time.
Dear, oh dear.
Everything's rushing big time now, guys.
By the sounds of our schedule, I think we made the right decision to stay till 2 o'clock this morning.
These guys are going to rush on.
What about Russia?
No, you.
No.
You have to. No, you have to rush.
Unfortunately, the tug that's meant to be towing the Fairy Gannett to the Antinov has broken down.
It's got no power in it whatsoever. Now we've got a problem having to be able to take the aircraft out onto the runway. It's about $4,000 per extra hour if the Antinov crews have to wait while this is being loaded.
We are ready. We are waiting for you.
Their only option now is to tow the Fairy Gannett with a truck. But to do that, they'll need to find a special tow bar that enables them to steer the aircraft into the hole.
We've got about 2 hours to run, so if we don't hit that time schedule, they will be gone no matter what.
There is a tow bar on site here, but
Doug knows people.
It's Doug in the office.
Should be.
We've got to get a real crack on because these guys want to go. That's added to the frustration of it all. Doug, is there any chance we can borrow it just to get the thing in the aeroplane?
Operations manager Doug Woodward phones one of the military hangars to see if they can borrow a universal tow bar.
Who do we contact to get in the hangar right to borrow a tow bar?
While Doug sweet talks the Department of National Defense, Harry jumps the gun and races to the military compound.
Yeah. If we can get the universal tow bar from the military up here, we'll be able to load it much easier inside the Antinov.
That's our Antinov, huh?
That's our Antinov. That's it.
There we go.
problem moving it now. Without this thing, we'd be screwed.
Well, it's good to go.
With the tow bar hooked up, the team can finally haul the Fairy Gannett to the waiting Antinov.
All right!
Look at that. Seen daylight, it's moving.
They reach the aircraft in time, but there's a problem with loading.
Well, I think they're worried about striking the tail. I think we're going to hit the floor here.
The angle of the ramp is a lot more severe than we thought.
The Antinov crew has to pull the Fairy Gannett into the cargo hold nose first. They'll attach a cable to her tow bar to winch her inside. But the ramp is too steep for the 14-meter-long plane. There's a risk her low-slung tail may strike the ground, causing damage. They'll need to find a way to gain a few extra centimeters clearance.
Yep, she's going to hit.
Let's go and have a look at the manuals. We're going to try and see if there's anything in this particular book about the airframe tail. The risk at the moment is that the Antinov will go into overtime, which means it's $4,000 an hour. No, I don't think there's anything that refers to it in here.
They're making some ramps here.
Are they?
Yeah.
That's going to smash those apart.
While Harry and Randy have been scratching their heads, the Ukrainian aircrew has come up with an improvised ramp extension.
There's probably a lot of swearing going on in Ukrainian. Oh, she's going up. She's going up.
They got it now.
It's going to be close at the top. Is it going to clear?
Not much room on the sides neither. Boy, that is close on the sides and everything. Unbelievable. She fits like a glove.
They load the wings and strap the Fairy Gannett down to prevent it moving around if the Antinov hits turbulence.
We don't have any windows, there's no views. All I can see is like a little porthole window at the top. Oh, crikey. Is he starting? You've got to be kidding me. Welcome to first class.
Tucked inside the Russian belly, the Fairy Gannett finally lifts off for Minneapolis. After a 5-hour flight from Goose Bay, the Antinov touches down at Minneapolis International Airport. Harry and Randy transfer the Fairy Gannett to a nearby hangar to reattach the wingtips.
You can go side to side also.
Can you swing a hammer on that?
Can we let go?
Let go. Major part is on.
Let's get her out of here.
For the final leg of the journey, they must hoist the plane onto a truck to begin the 50-mile drive to Shannon's hangar in New Richmond.
I would always find time.
British engineer Jim Freeman lends a hand.
How you doing?
Hi.
Nice to meet you. I'm Jim. Nice to meet you.
They'll need to be careful when they lift this old aircraft onto the truck. They could sling straps round to keep it balanced, but there's a risk of damage to the fuselage. The plane's equipped with a ring so it can be hoisted into an aircraft carrier, but it hasn't been used for a long time, so they're nervous about metal fatigue. And they'll also have to be alert for strong gusts of wind.
So this is the aircraft's ring, which the Navy used for lifting the entire aircraft onto their carriers.
What we've got is the main lifting eye going to connect up to the aircraft, and the crane hook will then come in and attach through the top.
And this is fixed to the air?
Yeah.
Okay. So the aeroplane lift is going to rely right on that, huh?
Solely on that one pin, yeah.
That's amazing. This is the moment of truth now. This is where it's all going to happen, all on that pivot point. The longer that we keep her in the air, the more chance there could be of a pin breaking and bringing the aeroplane crashing down to the floor. If anything breaks, this will be the end of the Gannett.
It doesn't get much better than that.
My heart is going bang, bang, bang right this moment.
Their brief moment of exhilaration is cut short with the arrival of the transport inspectors, who warn that the load is too high to pass under bridges en route.
We're going to have to work a way of lowering it by 4 to 6 inches, which I don't think we can do. I think we're at the lowest ebb we can.
The guys are pretty nervous. We're going to let some air out the tyres to gain an inch or two. Okay. This is the last resort. We'll hit a bridge if this doesn't work.
We're at 15.6. Good, good, good. Everybody's smiling now.
The Fairy Gannett is finally cleared to ride. They wait until the early hours of the morning to avoid traffic.
Big concerns for me are obviously overhead structures that are going to do serious damage, so wires, cables, overhead signs and bridges.
Moving an aircraft by truck is like playing Russian roulette. You can easily damage an aeroplane beyond repair, so I'm going to be holding my breath until we're there drinking coffee at the airport. Every road sign, I'm holding my breath. This is the first bridge. Is that going to be high enough?
That was full.
That was close.
As day breaks, Wisconsin state troopers join the convoy to escort it into New Richmond.
Police escort now, stopping cars either side to the road so we can come through. We're coming almost through the middle of the road now.
New Richmond, Wisconsin, the final destination. Jeff, am I good on the tracks?
You're good on the track.
One more corner and she's home.
Shannon Hendricks is there to receive her long-lost aircraft.
Oh my God. I can't even believe it. She looks absolutely fabulous.
I'm absolutely over the moon right now.
High five.
There she is. We've got wheels on the ground.
That's what it's all about. She's home.
Yeah, it's quite full.
All that remains is for the Gannett to stretch her wings after the long journey.
Are we ready? Good.
Here it goes. They're coming down beautifully. Isn't that amazing?
Yay!
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Over the next 12 months, they want to fix her engines so she's fit to fly again.
Can we drink now?
Then Harry and Shannon can reach for the sky.
Cheers.
Cheers.